Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Between the Bellz. My name is Adam Alexander, and I'm so happy that you guys are joining us today. Between the Bellz is a podcast that just helps us push through what we're already pushing through. Help us fight that fight, the good fight, that fight that's worth winning, that fight that we want to win. But sometimes it just gets hard, and we get discouraged. But you got a great podcast in your corner, and we are going to help you get through it. With me, as always, are two greatest people in the world. We got Coach Joe Vargas. We got Magz over there drinking out the, what is that called, the bladder?
Yeah, sure.
Camel nutsack.
Hydropack.
Camel Hydropack is much better than Camel Nutsack.
Sponsored.
Sponsor? We got a new sponsor?
Yep.
Hydropack?
Yeah.
Are we hotboxing? Are we hotboxing this shit right now?
It's not hotboxing. It feels
Yeah,
like
it is. There's no fucking windows open.
Oh yeah, we're hotboxing.
Yes. All right.
Coach, he said like the incest.
Incest is good, though.
So first, let's not even stall. Let's just go right to it. Crawford put us a beating on that. One. Did either of you expect that beating?
Nah,
No.
I wasn't expecting that at all.
Okay, because I definitely wasn't. Matter of fact, from all the fights this year, we had a lot of great fights this year.
Yeah.
But one thing I started realizing is like watching boxing can be like watching baseball. You can't go to a baseball game and look for home runs, and you can't go to boxing matches and look for knockouts, look for the big punches. Because we had the King Davis fight, and that was a TK. That was a knockout, but it wasn't a big like
Beat
down. And then we had of course Teofimo's win, a lot of slow victories, if you will. But so this one, I was like, I was excited to see something almost educational, because all the other fights have been pretty educational.
Yeah.
But this one was straight, just almost a brawl.
Yeah.
And a one-sided brawl at that.
Yeah.
So, like, what did you see, Magz, first? Like, what was your take on it?
I just saw. I had Arrow first of all.
Right,
I had
right.
Arrow because I just thought that he was gonna find a way to dig and get the win, but obviously that didn't happen. He looked slow, man. Slow, sluggish, just not himself. And a part of me is like, did he get exposed, or was Crawford that great, or did he have an off night, or is it a combination of all that shit? But yeah, man, I definitely didn't expect that at all. And for me, it was like almost a little heartbreaking seeing him like that, because he's been so dominant for so long, and you know, both of them seem to be good guys. So, but for sure, the internet's being real cold right now, man. Everywhere you look, it's just his face.
The internet is not.
It's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was like, can you guys just give it a minute?
Yeah. No, they don't give a. That shit was on quick, man.
Yo,
Quick.
especially, yeah. So, but just ignoring the internet, just going with, it was hard to watch. Like towards the end, it was hard to watch. As a matter of fact, when the ref stopped it, I kind of had the sense of, let's.
That's enough. That was enough for sure.
And that was the first time I wasn't disappointed by a ref stoppage.
Yeah. Nah, it could have even been stopped earlier, and I wouldn't have been against it.
So, but you think it's possible that Spence was exposed?
Who knows, man? For me, it's like time will tell. Who knows? We'll see how he comes back. You know,
Right.
He comes back.
That's something to look forward to. I definitely think so. Coach, what about you? What is your take on it?
I mean, the same. I didn't really know who to go. I mean, I flipped a coin and I got Crawford, but I was really 50-50 on that fight. I didn't see the outcome that happened coming, but Crawford's just mental strength and physical strength was the difference in this fight. You know, he just, right from the beginning, the first round, he was very careful. He wanted to test out Spence. After that, he just opened it up, and that was it, man. That's all she wrote.
You mentioned something that you told Javin, too.
About pushing him?
About him not loading up.
Yeah. I was telling him. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, yeah. You mentioned that he wasn't loading up on shit. He was just
taking them
over.
apart just slowly, without methodically, not even loading up on. What's that word we use? Precision.
Precision, yeah.
He was just being real precise with all his shots. He wasn't loading nothing up, and Spence. If Spence didn't get exposed, I know his trainer sure did, because his trainer didn't have the right advice for him. You know, he was just telling him to keep coming and bring it to him. He was falling right into Crawford's traps. You know, so what can you do? I mean, we only have a couple minutes to figure out what to tell our fighters in that instance. But when you're pound for pound one of the best forever, I expect some adjustments. But Crawford has always been, Spence Jr. has always fought the same way with everybody. So he's never shown that he can make adjustments like Crawford has.
And it's hard to tell, you know, he is who he is, and he's been that way for his whole career, and
he's been good at it like that.
He's been good at it like that. But when you face somebody like Crawford, who is just man, it's beautiful to watch. You know.
But I also commend Spence. Commend a lot of all these fights we've been talking about lately. It feels like we've been talking a lot of good fights lately. You know, like
this has been
yep. You know, Lomachenko, Haney, Teofimo, Taylor.
Yeah,
that was the one. Lomachenko, Haney was the one I couldn't think of. Yeah. But that was another fight that, if you went in with high expectations, we were disappointed. Yeah. You know, that's what I mean. This was that fight where you were just like, you got that bloodlust satisfied in this fight.
So this one I commend. I take my hat off to Spence, even though he didn't get the decision. Him just jumping in there and taking that risk. And then it's been forever. So it's funny. I was telling Maggie, I think, either I thought of telling her or I told her that PBC's two best fighters, Deontay Wilder and Errol Spence Jr., have both been destroyed because they didn't lose. They got destroyed by top-ranked fighters. You know.
I didn't realize that. So it's like
they're free agents now, but I mean they were top-ranked fighters at one time.
So that's like Nike versus Reebok kind of thing. I didn't realize that. Yeah. Man, remember when Reebok was a shoe?
Right, I had a pair of dogs.
You still got a pair?
Yeah.
I haven't had a pair. Last pair of Reebok I had were the Allen Iversons.
I just had the same ones, the regular. I don't even know what they were called.
I had the pumps.
You had the pumps. Yep, I had the Answer, which was the Allen Iversons, and then that was it. So,
but that environment where we're at, man, it was like surreal. Just being there, the weigh-ins, all that stuff. Just being around all those great fighters. I got to see some of the guys that I looked up to growing up, like Ray Mercer, one of my favorite fighters. Vander Holyfield was there. We walked past him. You know, there's a lot of fighters. Yeah, there was a lot of people. Everybody was there. But just being there, you know, we went to go handle business. That's what we went for. We didn't really like shoot the shit with nobody. We went and fought, came back to the room and watched the fights in the room.
Yeah, because you guys were, I think you were posting pictures like post fight. Everybody's kind of just out. It was like we can turn ourselves off now. Yeah. So now let's talk about Khabib's fight. Second round stoppage.
Yeah.
What was it? 1 minute 58 seconds.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like so he's got 7 knockouts. That's crazy. I mean, that's crazy, not in unexpected, but crazy and just that's awesome. That's really good.
The kid we fought, man, I shout out to him, Michael Portales from Hayward, California. He took this fight and the kid was 3-1-1 on paper, so he had 3 wins, 1 loss to a fighter from Greece who was an Olympian. And he lost by decision, and he had a draw with another like standout fighter. So this fight was like, okay, let's see what Khabib could do with the kid who could take a punch, you know?
Right.
And as we're walking out the locker room in the staging area, me and Khabib are in the front, Maggie and Gordo right behind us, and we have a commissioner with us walking out to the ring. When we're walking out, the other corner is starting to scream like, "Oh, you're facing a bull now." That's his nickname in Spanish, El Toro. You're facing a bull now. You're gonna get gored and this and that. And we're just, me and Javier are just quiet. You know, we're not saying nothing. And they kept talking smack. And I wanted to calm Javier down because Javier is he's still a young man. So I got in Javier's ear and I go, he don't know he's facing a matador today, bro. and Javier started smiling. He like, yeah, you know. And that's all the talking we did. You know, that's it. We're in the ring, and I'll let Maggie share her experience. We're in the ring. They announce us, and we're the other corner is like just mad dogging us, bro. They're like,
really?
Maggie.
I'm just I'm just taking in the vision. I'm like, damn, man. We not too long ago we were watching a fight here. Now we're here. You know, I was taking it in just really briefly, really quick, and then I look over at the corner, and the dude's just kind of like, what the fuck? So I'm like, okay, I acknowledge it. I just whatever.
I've never thought of that, but is that a competitive thing between corners?
I think it is.
It's like I'm gonna try
But
to.
it's
I don't
also
look at it
confidence.
that way.
We touched on all this. When you're confident, you don't have to do any of that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so I would just acknowledge him. I kept looking at him. I wasn't looking at him wrong. I just kept my eyes on him because I could see the look of worry in his face. You know, all that. There's a saying in Spanish, "Perro que ladra no muerde," which means the dog that barks don't bite. You know?
Right. Okay.
And I was just kind of looking at him like, what's this guy? Is he like really mad or is he upset or is he just flustered or nervous? I kind of felt bad for them.
Yeah,
But he just kept staring at
Same.
you.
Oh yeah. So we came to the center of the ring and I put my hand out.
Okay.
And he shook my hand.
Okay.
He shook my hand. He wasn't a dick about it or nothing. And we touched gloves, and Javin came out real competitive and jump in here. She was in there too. So Javin comes out and just touching real precautions. And it was like, what, the last 15, 20 seconds?
Yes, you heard him.
That I heard her say it because I was watching. I usually watch the other guy more, but I knew we had a couple seconds in my head and my clock.
Uh-huh.
So I started getting my stool and everything ready to go. So when the bell rings, I can get ready to go in. And I can hear the sound of leather as I was getting the punches being thrown. And Maggie said, he's hurt. And I look up and I see his legs a little like off balance, the other kid. And the bell rings.
Mm-hmm.
So I go in the ring. So I didn't see the punch landed, but I heard the shot.
Mm-hmm.
So he come in the ring and we tell him, Gordo gets excited. You know, Gordo, we're all talking. And we just tell him, just relax. Go out there and don't load up on nothing. And I don't know, he put like a 5-6 piece combo. He changed levels a couple times. And he was attacking up and down and just not loading up, and he got him out, bro. The referee stopped the fight. Those shots were bad.
It was bad. From my angle, man, I was just like, oh shit. I just seen, it's almost like I saw a side of Javin that was like, oh man, this kid, once he gets really, really into his own, it's just.
And he's still a
over.
kid. Well, that's what really impresses me about Javin is that he's not a kid.
He's a kid.
He's young.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a kid.
He's a young man, yeah.
And like, you just look at him. I look at him. I'm like, what monster is he gonna be when he hits his prime?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because right now he's in somebody else's prime.
Mm-hmm.
He's in like a prime where people are like, man, I wish that's what I want to be like. But he's not gotten to his prime yet.
Right.
So for him to just go into to keep getting in the ring and he's so focused, he's dangerous. And matter of fact, just make sure everybody sees the shirt. That's why they call him the boogeyman.
Yeah.
He's freaking he's terrifying. I don't envy anybody who's in the other corner.
No.
So this is like the behind the scene things people don't realize. When the fight's over, they take us into a room, the winner and the loser, both fighters A and B, and they go in the corner. They go into a room with the medical staff so they can clear you.
Right.
So we're in there, and the guy looks at me and he goes, "I'm sorry I didn't put up a good fight, man." And his eyes were like watery. And I said, "Bro, you're a warrior, man. I appreciate you fighting us." And he starts crying. But of like, his
heart.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Yeah.
So I just tell him, "Man, keep your head up, son. Keep your head up." I give him a little embrace and I tell him, "You and your coach go back to the drawing board." I said, "This kid is really good, bro. He's been fighting for all his life, and he's no joke, And he says, "Thank you." I didn't realize the coach the whole time was his father.
Oh wow!
So he sends me a message telling me, "Thank you for talking to his son and giving his son advice." But this is the kind of things people don't see. They seen this. They probably fall in love with the sport more.
That's really touching. That the kid just felt bad for not being a challenge.
Yeah. And I said, you were a challenge, bro, because Javin's a monster. Like, if Javin would have came out like that, his previous fight, he would have got the guy out too. That's the guy he went the distance with. Right. But he was fighting at home. And he wanted to prove to his family and friends that he's a knockout artist. But he don't have to prove nothing. He could just keep working. He'll knock. We were talking, Maggie and myself, about the fight before he came out, that he has the kind of punching power that zaps energy when he hits you. Mm-hmm. So it's like, that's what all he had to do is let his hands go, and the guys just give up.
Man, well, congratulations to Khabib and the arena. We had a nice weekend.
I heard, man.
Yeah, we had amateur fights at the arena on Sports Arena. It was a great afternoon. Our man Izzy, he took home his first amateur victory. And one thing that really impressed me is how watching amateur fights, to me, it's like, you heard people like real baseball is played in the minor leagues. It's amateur fights, man. These kids
fight.
when they
That's
really got
exciting.
it.
Yeah, they fight.
There were 2 bouts, and I'm like, these kids have to be between 9 and 11 years old.
Yeah.
There were 2 bouts.
And it's like, how do you score that?
No, it was like
Some of them are one-sided.
nope. They were the real thing.
Yeah.
Like the first 2 kids that fought, they went 3 rounds, 2-minute rounds each. Neither of them ever slowed down.
Yeah.
It's like they came out in the first round just swinging, throwing, swinging, moving. Second round, swinging, throwing, swinging, moving. Third round even. I was like, man, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And but just throughout the fights, you did see a couple fights where the other guy, I don't think he's gonna fight again. It's like I'm just
hanging
like
up the gloves.
I'm like I don't. It's not that you made mistakes and lost. It's that you really didn't fight. You kind of ran around. This isn't what you want to do. But Izzy, when he fought his match, and I'm pretty sure if I remember, I watched a lot, and I was also doing music, so that was and people were like, "Oh, you're the DJ." No, I'm the guy who presses pause, and the guy who presses play. That's all I did. So it was kind of like my brain was just kind of melting from like the mundacity of it.
Yeah.
Or the mundanity. There it is, the mundanity of it. But Izzy's fight, the kid is so. I really like to use the word precise when I watch Izzy fight, and he's very smart. You could tell he's watching, and he's kind of got that watching, learning as he boxes and he moves around. He did get slow in the 3rd round, and he said it himself. Like when I went up to congratulate him on it, he's like, "Man, I gotta start running more," or something. He addressed that right away.
Yep.
So I honestly see boxing. You see people like that. You're like, boxing's definitely in his future.
Mm-hmm.
But him and Gordo have done a great job. Like him and Gordo are always constantly working on the little things.
Mm-hmm.
I had to yell at Easy today. I congratulated him for his win. And then how we have those doors that nobody could walk out?
He walked out one?
Yeah, I said, motherfucker, just because you won the fight don't mean you can walk out that door. He just smiled. But Easy spars Javin.
Mm-hmm.
Easy spars Jose. He spars Kyle.
Cobra.
All those guys are professional fighters, man. And then he fights a lot. We spars a lot of amateurs from other gyms when they come over.
Mm-hmm. So
fighting, is going to be a guy at his level on paper was a huge, like he showed what he can do now, because usually when he's sparring those guys, he's the little boy. He's the little brother.
Right.
He's the one that's getting challenged and getting tested, and he probably felt at the beginning like, oh shit, this is not that not that hard, because when you measure up to top notch guys and you level down, like, oh shit, the 2 things can happen. He could lower his level or he could rise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he rose.
Yeah.
Same thing with Huerta. Huerta told me, I was talking to him yesterday. He tells me, Ryan Huerta, right?
Ryan.
Ryan
Yep.
fought. He was telling me, I was waiting for him to do this, and I was waiting for him to do that, and he was doing this and he was doing that. I said, all I hear is what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hear what you should have did. You should have fucking took control. You were just thinking too much in that fight.
Yeah, that's
and that's our enemy as a fighter. Like, you gotta just this instinctful. Let's go.
Do what you know. Do what you know what to do.
It's better to lose trying to win than to fucking lose not doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you talked earlier about Crawford making adjustments, Spencer not making adjustments. I think that when you go out to do what you want to do, as opposed to waiting to see what they do, you're better. You're better prepared to make adjustments.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to work the jab. The jab's not working. Okay, let me see what else I can do.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're watching what they're doing, and this is from my own experience, when I'm waiting to see what they're doing, I'm only thinking about like one way I'm going to counter. So I'm like, let me see how they're going to let me throw my hook. Let me see how they're going to let me throw my jab, because that's all I'm thinking about doing. Mm-hmm. But if I go out there and I'm just saying I'm going to attack, I'm going to hit first, I'm going to do whatever, then I get to do what I want to do, see how they respond to me, and then I get to then you make it a real chess match. Yeah. As opposed to
just waiting
to counter.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people think that it's an art being a counter puncher.
Yeah.
I used to be one of those people. I don't agree anymore, because you're getting hit first, you're getting drained first, and once you get hit, the plan goes out the window. So if your plan is to wait and get hit to see what I want to do,
Yeah, it's
kind of
not
hard.
a fan of that. Yeah.
Now, before we leave the Spence Crawford fight, I want to talk about the aesthetics of it. You know, I think Crawford having Eminem walk him out, that was next level.
I think his whole outfit was cold, man.
Yep. It was.
You know who made his outfit?
Who?
So cold, Steven Nelson, the guy who's cutting weight.
Oh,
So,
he made his outfit?
He made his outfit.
No way.
Yeah, that guy's really talented.
That's
So,
crazy.
Do you remember Steven Nelson?
No.
That was the guy who, sorry, Raquel Miller. He proposed to Raquel Miller in the ring. They were engaged, and then I don't know what happened. He's the one that lost Raquel Miller's dog. But anyways,
The OG.
So much just came out. Like so much.
I love this guy. I fucking love this guy, right? We had to cut weight in the morning on Saturday. I'm giving him all the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We had to cut weight, right?
Right.
So we're on our way to the gym, and then we have like 7 ounces to go.
Yeah,
We have
7
we
ounces.
have like 7 ounces to shed.
Yeah.
So that's like 10, 15 minutes on the treadmill.
Mm-hmm.
And I see Steven Nelson. I knew he was fighting on the card, but I hadn't seen him yet. So I see him in the lobby of the hotel, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, fool?" We hug him. How much you got left, mijo, to cut? He says 4. I said, 4 what? 4 ounces? No, 4 pounds. How you gonna do that, dog? I got this. He ran on the treadmill, like maybe 20, 30 minutes, and then he just went straight to the shower and then put a hot tub with Epsom salt and cut. He came underweight, like 4 ounces underweight.
Yeah.
Man.
So that kid is very talented. He paints. He designs his outfits. He does construction. He does it all, man. So he's the one. He's Crawford's best friend.
He won his fight, too.
And he won his fight. He was
Yeah.
right before the TB fights.
Yeah.
That's
The
great.
last prelim.
Yeah.
So that young man, shout out to Steven Nelson. And his nickname is So Cold.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
when you
So
said that's
Cold.
cold, I was like, that outfit is cold.
That
I
shit
got-
was cold, bro.
Yeah. And it was like, I was like, no, this is what the King Ryan should have done.
What?
Right here. King, remember, I was like, we were like, his outfit didn't match. He came out
was
to
just
praise and
all over the
worship
place.
music.
Came out with Eminem, huh?
Yo,
But you know that I don't agree with outfits, but that outfit was the shit talking that was done.
Yeah.
You
There
know,
was a
that one was
background.
perfect.
Yeah, there's a story.
I sometimes think outfits are like dumb sometimes, but like for no reason they're wearing something that they think looks good on them.
Yeah.
Like Javino, like the Pink Panther dog, I didn't like it, but he won. You know,
Yeah.
He won.
There's no video of that, right?
Nah, there's just
I'm sure
pictures.
somebody probably has one, but I don't know.
Okay.
I'll look for one.
Okay. And you say it looked like the Pink Panther. Now I definitely want to see.
Yeah.
But Crawford didn't really talk a lot of smack in the before the
Neither
fight.
of them really
They
did.
did it. They were just they were talking. They weren't talking smack. They talk shit without yelling, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, "I'm gonna catch this fish, and I'm gonna
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
it's like. We're gonna have a
I'm gonna smoke
crawfish.
this bud."
Yeah.
and shit like
Yeah,
that, you know?
yeah.
But yeah,
I was like a whole bunch of stuff. So that
so
was
you like the outfit?
yeah,
It was good. Huh?
yeah.
Oh, bro.
It wasn't loud, but it was strong.
And then
Yeah.
Eminem next to him.
Yeah.
It just reminded me of I Know What You Did Last Summer. You
Oh,
ever see that movie?
okay. No,
They're like
I saw
tripping
it
on
once.
on the fisherman, and he's wearing some like
Mhm.
crazy fisherman shit like that. And I was like, "Ooh, I seen it." I was like, "Damn."
I
Yo.
saw a video of Eminem going crazy when he was winning. Not going crazy.
Yeah.
He was excited though. He was
Mhm.
like, "Oh shit," you know.
Front row and shit.
Yeah, I'm not like an Eminem fan per se, but I was just like, if you're gonna come out to anybody, that's who you come out. That's who you come out with.
With that song.
Yeah, with that song. Because honestly,
What song was it?
That one where he talks about the mom spaghetti.
8 Mile song.
Yeah, the 8 Mile
Oh.
song.
Yeah, it was. I forget what it
It's
is.
that one, man. It's like
famous song.
it's like an anthem for
All
fucking-
Eminem songs are anthems.
Yeah, but that one is like the one where you're like, "Oh shit, I'm hype."
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself for not being able to remember the lyrics to it right now. But yeah, Mom Spaghetti,
Yeah, palms are sweaty.
Palms are
knees
sweaty.
weak.
Yep, that
Yeah,
one.
all that
That's
shit.
cool.
But I'm not even, and that's another thing I don't like, and I think Mayweather ruined this for me. I'm like, don't come out with rappers next to you. Like, just don't. Just play the music over the PA, and you walk out cold. Like, still, like, I hated the movie Creed 3,
Yeah,
but your boy, the character Jonathan Majors played,
yeah.
when he walks out, to me, that's the coldest walkout I've ever seen.
It was just the shorts, right, or something.
It was just the shorts. It's
Like,
just
that's
the
how
way.
Mike used
It
to
was
come
his
out.
swag. It was the swag. The way he was shaking his arms, just we was just coming out. Is nothing
Ready.
Nothing ready. But my last note on the Spence fight is I was like, this looks like Rocky 3, like the beating Rocky took against Clubber Lang, and so Spence can come back.
Yeah,
He can come back on that
Rocky
level.
came back.
If he came back from a car accident, he could come back.
Yeah,
from this shit,
bro.
dog.
He's come back from so much. I was talking to
Yeah.
Raquel Miller about it the other day
Yeah.
or last night, and she was just like, because she was a lot of
She
the
was
boxers.
there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
a lot of the boxers I talked to were like concerned for him.
Mm-hmm.
And we were listening to Roy Jones Jr. talking about it, and they were concerned for him. So it's like, I mean, he's got something to prove now. So do you think you think a rematch would be his next fight, or does he have to fight a couple fights to get that rematch?
If I was the coach, I'd let her. If I was the coach, I would go at 154 with somebody who's not a big threat to him. See how he handles the fight, how he handles cutting weight, how he handles training camp. Even though he wouldn't have to cut that much, he would cut to 154. See how he handles getting hit by those guys, because every fucking 7 pounds you go up, man, those shots hurt a little more every single time.
Yeah.
And Crawford was just pushing him around. Crawford is really a guy who's coming from 130 to 135, 140 to 147.
Yeah.
I still don't understand. Like, I understand that there's a difference. I understand that there isn't a difference, but I just don't understand the difference.
Yeah.
The punching power or the what?
I guess so. There's punching power, the more muscle.
Also, the weight cut.
The weight cut. That's one thing I did feel. Somebody was like, Spence looked like he cut weight badly, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's a whole nother thing. Like that, but that's the
when they
industry.
lose and they have they like the fighter to make any excuse for they can for him. When they win and they don't like the fighter, they say that he cheated on every single way. It happened. He signed. He got paid.
Yeah.
He's a professional fighter. It happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was Wilder. It was Deontay Wilder who was like, he was dehydrated. I'm like, yeah, you've made excuses on every.
Wilder doesn't even know what dehydration is, because he's been a fucking since the amateur days.
Heavyweight, yeah.
Yeah.
Do they ever have to cut for any reason?
No.
It's just I'm this big.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think Spence should go to 154, and I'd give him like Benavidez Jr. or some shit.
Yeah, something like
You know what I
perfect.
mean?
Yeah, somebody like that, and see how he handles it. Because Bud fought Benavidez Jr. And actually Benavidez was in the fight with him to the last round.
Yeah.
Does he have to? Okay, mentally, you're Spence right now.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Heal.
Yeah, for real.
Heal emotionally.
There it is. That's what I was thinking. Heal
Heal
emotionally.
physically, and get back to the drawing board. Change your fight game now. Learn how to fight off your back foot and more from the outside. He's been winning all his fights, and I hate to use this metaphor, but he's a dog, and you gotta be a little bit smarter now,
The ruggedness was just.
He was trying to bully a fucking bully dog. It didn't work.
Yep.
And the second round, I think I told you, second or third round, when they get really close and Bud just shoves him back.
Yeah.
It looked like. I thought when they were gonna fight that, I thought Errol Spence was physically stronger. When I seen that shove. I was like, oh no.
And that's I've been bored and just said, oh, I got a couple minutes. Let me watch the highlights of that fight again. This is a fight that's going to be, and it's one-sided. It's one-sided, but you're just gonna look at it again.
But there's so much you can learn from
exactly.
that. For
exactly.
real. A lot from both sides.
Yeah.
For sure.
One thing I wanted to talk about today, or the thing I wanted to talk about today, was this article I saw on the internet. Now when we say the internet, it's like the worst place in the world.
Could be the best, worst place in the world.
It's the best. Yes, it's the best, worst place in the world. So I saw this article, and the headline is "Man's embarrassing goal list goes viral after losing phone at a ski resort." So this is the story. This guy, somebody found a phone.
Yeah.
And when they woke it up or whatever, the lock screen is a goal list, 1 through 8 of all the things this guy wants to do. And he got lit up over it.
I don't understand why, man.
I think okay, so let's go. We're gonna go through his goal list right away. Number 1, get jacked and be 87 kilograms. Okay, now
That's how you know that ain't American.
Exactly. You can't do that, because I was like, hey, is this your phone? Like, yeah. It's like, okay, tell me what 87 kilograms is. Like, oh, you son of a bitch. Is it 191.4? What is it?
191.4.
191.4.
Coach just looked it up right.
Oh, you just look. Okay. Yeah. And the second one, quit all nicotine.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's respectable.
I wonder. I guess I used to smoke cigarettes and vape. So when he says all nicotine, I guess
weed.
Well, weed. I
know. I'm just throwing it in there.
So that's a big quit too.
Yeah.
Then he says have $25,000 in the bank account. Now this is the first on this list. This is the first thing I said. Okay, I would make fun of this point right here.
Why?
Because he put the dollar sign after the number.
Oh.
I hate it when people do that. It's the $sign goes before.
Okay, but we don't know if wherever the fuck that's from, that's probably how they
Nope.
do it in that country. No?
This is how money works. That $sign goes first wherever there's money.
What if he's dyslexic?
What if he's like, oh, nobody's.
It would have been 00052.
Oh, you're right.
Okay, so you would all. And I've seen people do it. This is a long-standing pet peeve I've had now, where people put because we say $25, right?
Yeah.
So we say 25, and see that $sign is the bucks,
Yeah.
and people put it there. That's not how money works. The $sign is silent. Look at it like that. All right.
This is the shit we deal with, Adam, in his fucking brain. Go ahead. What else?
This is why Coach is always telling me not to think. Have a motorbike.
Yeah,
I like
okay.
that. That's actually one of the things on my list.
Yeah.
Is like I
Gordo
would like to.
too.
I want to get a motorcycle.
Oh yeah, gordo.
Yep. Okay. Get better at fighting. I
Are
want
you sure this ain't your list, fool?
We all want to do that too, though.
Right.
That's
No.
fine. Even we never stop learning.
Yeah.
And I wonder now. This one. I'd stop. And not to make fun of. I'd just say, okay. Well, you say fighting because I would specifically say boxing.
Yeah.
What do you mean by fighting? You know, and then we talk it out, and I just like, okay, let's move on to number 6. Get good marks at uni and university. That's another thing. That's like not.
This guy's a fucking piece of shit. Go ahead.
Now number 7. This is where the internet lost its mind. Have 3 girls on the roster.
I don't even know what the fuck that means. It's got to be some whatever
Oh,
lingo.
it's the roster.
You tell me what the roster is. I'm married, so you tell me.
Oh, the roster is like, who am I gonna call tonight?
Oh.
Who am I gonna like? It's like a
So
that's.
he just wants 3.
Yes.
That's sad. Poor guy, bro.
Yeah, so that's how that's our like.
Got it.
There like some chicks. I've seen some chicks say.
I'm sorry, Lorena. That's a long time ago.
If you don't like this or that, take me off the roster. So that's what
My
that's.
last life.
Tell my wife sorry because I.
Oh, I heard
Our
it.
last life in the last life.
I stepped.
That was like 25,000 years ago. Like
25
That guy's money.
25,000.
No, I put years 25,000.
You know, it's years 25. Why would you do? Just stay out of my brain.
Go ahead.
All right, you're making a mess. So yeah, he wants 3 girls on his roster.
Okay.
And the internet lost its mind. It was like, like people were like, "Oh, he's never gonna claim this phone now because he's got to fess up to this wish list." And that's when I was just, I got a quick reminder. This is when shitty people, the internet is where shitty people go to graze, because they see stuff like this. And honestly, I think it's important to make a list no matter what. Sometimes we don't, and I know me personally, we don't make that list because we're embarrassed about what we're going to put on it. And guess where that comes from? The haters you hang around with.
Yeah.
It's like,
The people you choose to listen to.
You choose to listen to. The hater, you are with those people.
Yeah.
I heard one of my favorite comedians, Dov Davidoff, he had this, he said, I don't hate, I love you. I just hate me when I'm around you.
Yeah.
And that's, you have to separate yourself from those people that make you embarrassed to want to be who you are. And anybody who's going to shame this dude for having 3 girls on his roster, I'm not one of them.
Yeah.
I'm a monogamous well, I hope to be a monogamous. What are you before you're monogamous when you have nothing?
Celibate?
Abstinent.
Abstinent.
No, celibate is a pledge. Like the people think those are synonymous, but celibacy is like, I will not. I won't.
I shall not.
Right. Yeah. Abstinence is.
What's it called?
I'll sell a bit. Will you sell a bit?
That's what you said, right?
No. I sell a bit.
Oh.
But it's celibate. It's like,
Got you.
yeah, a vow of celibacy.
Use it in a sentence.
A vow of celibacy. But, I think I have never really been able to pay attention to more than one person at one time. So I've never been able to look at like just playing in the field. Well, I think it's a brain thing.
So you should remove that 3 on his roster and just put 1 starter, no?
Yeah, I just want a starter. I'll be Pippen, she can be Jordan.
Yeah.
Or I can be Jordan, she can be Pippen. But one of us is a guy or the other one's a lady. Just look at Coach. Coach made that face.
No, I'm trying to figure out how old he is. Probably like 20.
I would say 25 to 27.
20 to 30.
Didn't it say something about school?
Yeah, he's in university.
Grades,
Yeah. So he could probably be young.
He's in his
And that's another thing. So and then his final thing, which I could see it. I could understand it was don't get a haircut for 3 months.
Yeah.
That
watching shit.
I haven't gotten. I've let my hair's been growing for like for about I think it's just coming up on a year. The last time I cut it off, and I've just let it grow out. And I always like now that it's growing out, I'm like, man, how come I couldn't do this when I was young? Because I would never let my hair grow past a certain length.
Yeah.
It's just I didn't have I don't know. So now I think some people like myself see being able to let your hair grow as a sign of maturity, you know? And you do have to go through that stage from like, if I were to cut my hair off now, and just started letting it grow again, I would not like it for 9 months. It would be 9 months of hair. No, I would like it from 0 to 3 months. Then 3 months to 6 months. It's just in that stage where I don't like it. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
And just getting through that, I think, might be his goal when he's like, I just don't want to cut my hair for 3 months. He wants to grow long hair for whatever reason. And I think no matter what, now this is why I think having a list is important. He might get to the point where he says, you know what? I don't need 3 girls on my roster. I'm gay. Right? No, he's like, or he just says, I just want that one.
Yeah.
You know, I just want, you know. But I think starting with that list, no matter how long it is very important. Warren Buffett, the world's biggest millionaire, one of the biggest millionaires out there, he told there's an old story about how he told his driver. He said, I want you to make a list of 25 things that are super important to you. And honestly, I think if someone said, Adam, make a list of 100 things, I'll list that 100. I'll make 100. I think the list can sometimes be infinitely long. So he told his driver, make a list of 25 things that's very important to you. So the driver did. And he said, now to pick 5 things out of that list. And the driver did. And he goes, now, never touch those other 20. Get rid of, don't even, that 5 is all you have right now. And that's, when we're list focused, we've talked about this before. That drives us. That it keeps it keeps us in front of us, gives us purpose. One thing, you know, it helps you through those hard times, which, you know, are incredibly hard, where you have to like just endure like the hard workouts. I want a day off like today. What's today, Tuesday? Man, I had to spend 5 minutes telling myself I was going to the gym this morning. Because and the why was the why. It was like, no, if you miss today, you're going to be further away from your why. You're not going to the gym to do anything, to meet friends, to hang out. You're going there to get closer to your why. And when you have a list, it's a good why.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Like, why does anybody even give a fuck? Like, first of all, you know what I mean? That was my biggest thought. It's like, why? Who cares?
There's a large large group of people, and we just call them grazers, man.
Yeah.
They just graze and they look for anything to hate on.
Yeah.
And that's why, because normally I don't pull. I want to pull up to the podcast. We're going to talk about this article. We're going to talk about this event. Oh, shout out, R.I.P. Sinead O'Connor, R.I.P. Pee Wee Herman.
What happened to Pee Wee Herman, dude?
Cancer. Damn. Yeah, he had a private bout with cancer.
Do you know where? Sinead O'Connor, what did we say? She killed herself, no?
It's suspected. Has it been confirmed?
That's what I heard. She committed suicide because she had a child who passed.
Yep. Yeah. Her son killed himself last year.
Sucks, bro.
Yeah.
So R.I.P. those two. As a '90s kid, I'm not a '90s kid. As a '80s kid, those two were the.
God damn, how old are you, dog?
49.
Why are you in the 80s?
No, you ain't. You ain't 49, fool.
Yeah.
I was born in 77.
Right. Well, I was born in 74.
Raised in the 80s.
So
you're right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I say 80s.
Party in the 90s.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. So as an 80s kid, Sinead O'Connor was huge, and Pee Wee Herman. Like, I was huge on.
I love Pee Wee Herman, dude.
Playhouse.
Yeah.
How many careers did that start?
When he got busted in the movie theater, I was sad, bro. I was like, damn, dog. We all could have got caught that way,
Yes. I honestly think that Pee Wee Herman made somebody invent the internet. Just
I hate people that judge him because they never jacked off, dog. Calm down, dog.
So do you know about Pee Wee Herman's fall? Okay, so Pee Wee Herman.
Know about Pee Wee Herman?
Nah, dog. I just know he was funny looking.
Yeah. So Paul Rubin is not Pee Wee Herman. It's Paul Rubin. Was at the height of just of it all.
Big top adventure.
He had 2 movies. He had a TV show on Saturday mornings, a live action TV show on Saturday mornings.
All kids.
Which was huge. You know, Samuel L. Jackson was on it.
Yeah, a lot of people were on there.
Yep. So, wait, no. Larry Fishburne was the cowboy.
Yeah.
And then just a lot of people were on it.
Morpheus?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Morpheus was on there, dog. Yeah.
Yep. And so then one day, Pee Wee Herman went to a before the internet, people had to either, you know, have the stuff in their house or they can go to these movie theaters. Adult theaters.
Okay.
And take care of it.
Oh yeah, this is before the inception of.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he got caught in one of those movie theaters jerking off. And that was his career. That was like,
isn't that what they're for?
Yeah.
you can't clock out at work when your job is a kids show and then go to that.
He's still a man.
But and yes, you know, but we're a puritanical society and people don't do stuff like that. Yeah. So it was, but you know, he bounced back ish from it.
He came out in Blow.
He was in Blow.
He was in a couple movies, yeah.
Yeah. But let's see, Blow. That's all I can think of. No, he was on 30 Rock. He played Prince Gerhardt on 30 Rock.
He was fucking dark for real in Blow.
Yeah, and Bobcat Goldthwait had a hilarious story about being on the set of Blow with Johnny Depp, and because like Bobcat Goldthwait, Johnny Depp, and Pee Wee Herman had all just had kind of scandals recently in this time. At the time Blow was being filmed, Bobcat was like, "Yeah, he set fire to Paramount Studio set on the Arsenio Hall show, on the Arsenio Hall show, like set a fire during the set." Yeah, and then I forget what Johnny Depp did.
Whatever shit he was in at that moment.
Could have been anything, right? But then he goes, so me and Johnny Depp were talking about what we did. We look at Pee Wee Herman, we go, So Tommy, how you been? But like I was saying, I would love, you know, there's a whole bunch of articles or events in society. I'm like, I don't want this to turn into that podcast.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want this to be a podcast where we're I guess gatekeeping morality. Yeah. You know, like it's just people do what you want. But I will let this be the podcast where we, you know, get at the grazers. Yeah, where we defend. We're defending with this article. We're defending the guy.
Yeah, well, yeah. I was about to say, like, in relation to, you know, mental awareness or whatever. It's like, who gives a fuck, dude? Yeah, you know what I mean.
And that's it. As long as your brain is working for you, and not against you.
Yeah, don't worry about what people are saying, man.
You are doing so good in life.
But that poor kid, bro, he wants to save $25,000. Yeah. But 3 girls, he can't save that money, bro.
Maybe that's why he wants to save it. You can't. And that's a good point. You can't. You gotta go on to the. You gotta, you know, sit down and by yourself to earn that money.
He ain't never gonna get all buff like that with those 3 girls either.
No.
I think that's why it's number. I think that's why it's number 7 on the list.
I got you.
He knows that he's getting those 2 things taken care of, so he can get to number 7. But once he's jacked and has money,
he'll lose all everything.
I don't think he'll want it. I think he'll understand. Like, I don't want anybody who's gonna take this away from me or this, because a woman, and I've been in relationships where I've gone into the relationships just being like nice and ripped and real fit and left the relationship fat. You know, and it's like, I'm not blaming the particular woman per se, but I'm gonna be like, they're not going to encourage you to keep going to the gym if you didn't meet them at the gym. Yeah. If they aren't also going to the gym.
Anymore, man.
And I know, like, several episodes of this podcast, I came out anti-gym couple. Yeah. But you can still be a fitness couple. You know, it's like we go to our separate gyms at the same time, and then meet for at Juice World or whatever the hell, Jamba Juice.
Juice. Where'd he go?
Where'd you go?
I went to get kombuchas.
Oh my god!
Why?
At least it wasn't boba. Whatever the fuck the shit with the balls in it. Fucking drink is. Yeah, it's for a dude. You know what I mean? I guess it's. I don't know. I'm talking shit now.
Mm-hmm. I hear it. And I think
it's like a teenage girl drink. You know what I mean?
And there's nothing wrong with that if there's a girl and a woman involved. Like my dude. He hit me up. He was like, "Hey, you got
no, fuck no.
you gonna see the movie Barbie?
Fuck no.
You guys see you gonna see the movie Barbie?
Nah.
You asking me? What the fuck would I watch that shit for?
I don't exactly.
Man.
Exactly.
Fucking Dwayne watched that shit. That shit's pathetic, dog.
Why are you hating on so many people on this? He's just putting out so many names on this
We
We
podcast.
all like
I'm
mental
calling
awareness. We're like, man,
everybody out.
fuck y'all, man.
No, but
Fuck Boba.
my homie called me. He asked me, he's like, "You gonna see Barbie?" And I was like, "Dude, I'll tell you the truth. That's gonna be on the list of I will see if there's a chick involved." like if there's
No matter how hot like Margot Robbie is, it's like I don't give a fuck about Barbie.
is she hot?
Yeah, you ever seen Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah, that was her.
Yeah.
There was too much coke involved. There was too much coke involved in that movie
Man, coke
for
and
me to.
buttholes?
Yeah, for me to be like, oh, she's hot. I'm like, she's
But
coke
she
hot.
wasn't doing it.
She's coke.
She's the one that like.
She wasn't the model.
She was the husband, wife, no?
The wife, yeah.
Oh, she was the first wife.
No,
second
no,
wife.
no, no, no.
Oh, the
wife.
second wife was. Didn't the
Yeah.
second wife? Wasn't she? She did coke.
No,
Yeah, did she? She might have.
just on her butthole.
Yeah. She
No,
might have.
just
She
on her-
might have.
just- Nah.
It's warranted.
Either way, I see the attraction
Yeah.
with Margot Robbie.
Mhm.
Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, but now getting back to it, I challenge everybody listening to this podcast, make a list.
Yeah.
3 things. No less than 3 things. Don't put 2 things on the list. Definitely start at 3.
Fuck the list.
No. Make a list. Don't fuck the list. Do not make your list and then fuck your list. Okay? That's weird. And we aren't that podcast. But
Don't fuck the
make the list and go from there. You know, cuz what you will do with your day will be based on that list, and that's called growing. And that's what this podcast is about, helping people grow.
The time you waste writing that list, just start doing shit.
Facts.
Nope. You can't go anywhere without a map.
Damn,
Make a
I thought
list.
Scooby was
You know,
with the
hey, we didn't have maps before, dog. Natives didn't have maps. We fucking knew how to move around the terrain.
And now they own very little land.
Not just here, but not everywhere.
But they own what they own.
They own what they own.
Make a list. Okay? I make a list.
It's
I don't have a
react.
list.
You've never okay.
Don't make a list because if you lose your phone, they're gonna show your list. You're gonna end up like that. Don't make
Yeah,
a fucking
don't make
list.
A fucking list.
Just
Put it on
fucking
your
react.
phone.
Just get an index card. Write a few things on there. All right, write a couple things down just so you have a map. And this podcast. Now I want to point out the purpose of this, like the intricacies or behind the scenes of this podcast. This podcast is for people like me, who have people like these in their life. People like me, we need to make a list. Okay, if you're struggling through life and you're looking for purpose and you're just you have it a hard way, make a list.
Fair enough.
Okay? And then one day we will graduate to a place where we could just have thoughts that are so healthy. We're like, you know what? That's what I'm going to do today. But we have to start with making that list.
Or if you're like me, you make fun of people that make lists like him. You know, same shit, dog.
Make your list.
I don't
All
have a
right.
list.
And on that list, I want you to put
make a list.
I want you to put a few things on that list. One, on that list, share and subscribe and like and comment this podcast.
About time.
Okay? Follow us on Instagram, Between the Bellz. Okay?
Z.
With the Z. Between the Bellz with the Z. Between the Bellz with the S is a very nice lady. She's a school teacher up in Illinois who's probably wondering why I like all her posts, why I'm following her and like all her posts.
That's hilarious.
So she I love this lady.
Yeah.
She's a school teacher, and I'm pretty sure it's in Illinois. Her side hustle is thrift. She loves thrift stores. She always goes out and
Coupons and shit.
no, she gets these awesome outfits and everything. So Between the Bellz with an S. Matter of fact, I think we should all follow her. So hopefully, if you have an extra 5 minutes, go follow Between the Bellz with a Z first, and then change that Z to an S and follow Between the Bellz with the S. But don't tell her why. Okay, just let's just blow her up and just make her wonder what's going on. Oh my God, why am I trending? All right. But other than that, I think that's all we got right now.
Yeah. Show is.
Okay, you guys are awesome. Thank you very much for listening to the
Incest.
podcast. Take care.
Peace.